A rain-swollen river leaves its banks, sending residents of a mountain campground running for higher ground.
Well, the rain did taper off a bit today, but there's the threat of a lot more on the way.
And that's not good news for already flooded rivers throughout western North Carolina. News 13's Rex Hodge starts our continuing coverage tonight of problems from all of this rain. He spoke to residents living near the Tuckasegee River who had to move quickly this morning.
The Tuckasegee River is receding, but when it crested last night, residents of this campground just outside of Bryson City had to evacuate.
That's the first time I've seen it get up in the cabin area like that.
John Porter is a full-time resident of the Bear Hunter Campground just outside Bryson City. When the Tuckasegee River crested at about 12.5 feet just after midnight Wednesday morning, he says authorities came by and moved them to higher ground, along with several RVs that lined the banks of the river, some belonging to part-time residents.
They just pile around it when they go back to Florida and Georgia and South Carolina and all for the winter, and that makes it hard to get a lot of it out.
Getting back to normal, trying to.
Bobby Krakovich lives here too, glad that he and the other residents were evacuated for the sake of safety. Authorities watching the water rise and gain speed, concerned about debris, including propane tanks.
So I was afraid it was going to float away and go downriver and possibly hit the bridge down there.
It's running down very fast, really angry. Very angry water.
Sheila Hall says the scene was scary. John Porter says for next year he'll undo his sewer hookups and cap them.
Yeah, you learn something every time.
The water is receding and life here returning to normal.
And we have electric and water and everything's fine.
But residents are keeping an eye on the forecast.
And to think that there's snow and maybe ice coming is just unfathomable.
Residents and their RVs are returning to their spots here, but they say all this rain was a wake-up call. Reporting from Swain County, Rex Hodge, News 13.